All right.
It's disorienting looking at myself in the opposite direction.
Well, don't. Look at me. Because interviews happen like that. This started when I asked you how you felt about Shadowrun.
I really enjoy the mechanics, but I get confused when... So like, I cast a fireball in a room, hits the wall, and the fireball will then do explosive damage back out, or like ricochet damage, and there's...
all manner of things.
Yeah, and so that's where I start to lose it. But at the same time, I'm like, well, I can use it to my advantage. Like, I cast a fireball, and then I hit the fireball... It's like a magical shield and cause even more damage by doing it. Like combo attacks would be amazing if you were able to do those kind of things. But
like Mass Effect combo attacks where something's on fire, or like,
well, so like so in Shadowrun something explodes and then it does initial damage and then it does like ricochet damage if it's like it's a bomb and it explodes off.
Yeah. Right. It's got fragments.
Exactly. So if you were able to like put a bomb in an open area or like on someone and then isolate the area that they're in, then it would cause even more damage than it would normally.
Yeah.
Like you could use a smaller explosive, or you could like lose less power, but then all of a sudden, like, boom!
Now ricochet damage would happen. Right. So if you had like a cylindrical barrier spell or 4 mages to box someone in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you cast fireball and like box them in.
Perfect.
And then they all die. Even though the fireball might not kill them, all the ricochet damage does.
Sure.
But that's the only, like, everything else about Shadowrun I love. Like, the setting is amazing. Like, I would love to play again. I would definitely be a mage.
Good.
And I would have a monkey, even though Soren wouldn't let us have monkeys last time. Do you remember that?
No.
When we started doing our characters...
No, I mean, I remember when we started playing.
I just want to have a monkey.
Yeah. Okay.
Why not? I mean, a little pet monkey.
Sure.
Did you see the dragon I got?
No.
Radley bought me a dragon for D&D, even though I told him I wasn't going to play anymore.
Aww. No.
So his Bobo the dragon is not sitting on my desk.
The reason I ask is because there might be a campaign starting.
Yes, fuck yes.
Yeah, and it's starting as a kids game, doing what not prime but scrappy runners, where there's like normal prime runners and lower tier. Prime runners are like already established, really good at what they do, has contacts. You got like normal, it's normal, and so we're starting out as gutter punks with barely any technology or money, but in the Shadowrun universe,
and then working our way up.
Yeah,
I would love that. That would be a lot of fun,
right? And I think the end game is that we would all work together for a really long time and then splinter off and become separate parts of a crime syndicate, like a gang. Like we'd each have our own gangs that interact.
Do we have to go the gang route, or could I open my own corporation?
Yeah, see, exactly. Like, probably.
Okay.
Feels good.
Well, so the other thing is, I would love to do that.
Yeah.
And 100%. I will cast magic, just so you know.
Yeah. I think he's got a thing against technomancers because he's like, original vision.
I don't want technomancers.
Yeah.
I want straight on, fill on, like, I want to cloak a building. Or...
How many glitches you got?
Oh my god. Well, like, when I did it with Soren, I'm pretty sure if I looked at it again, I fucked up. Because I was way too powerful to be able to do, like, all the things that I was doing.
Yeah.
And so I definitely won't start off, like, that powerful again, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, man, the magic system in Shadowrun is so brutal.
I know.
Yeah.
But I was, at the same time, like, when we fought that big mechanical monkey, and I cast that fireball, and I got, like, 10 exploding 6s.
Well, fuck.
I was like, well, there you go. All the damage. And then I resisted, like, all but 4 or something. I was like, oh, I could take that.
Yeah. Ha! Fine.
No, that'd be a lot of fun to do. There's actually I don't know if I told you this, but there's a PC game that kickstarted this last year that's coming out called Elyria. But you start off, like, your character will age and eventually die,
Mm-hmm.
like in a year's time.
Sure.
Unless you get sick or
Sure.
whatever circumstances. But
Die fording the river.
normal characters, like, you will eventually die. Like, you will age. But the way they have it set up is instead of being like you pick, I'm a woodworker, like you pick the area that you're from, and then that area has certain skills that you can learn, and then you can take to other areas and you can teach them to people. So I can go back and have a conversation with you, and you could teach me how to do alchemy, and I could teach you how to do woodworking.
Wow. Is this like an MMO?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the best part about it is, though,
Wow, this is like a cultural geologist, like geographists.
so what I want to do is get a bunch of people, like 10,
Have starting places all over and just
and they come together, and we all teach each other,
yeah.
and then build a city. And then as
You can build a city.
You can build cities. You can populate the cities. You can get married and have kids.
All right.
And then
Okay. All right. What the hell is this game called?
It's Chronicles of Elyria.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Hey, look it up.
In turn, you should read up on the mechanics in Archeage. If I haven't told you about that.
Archeage.
Archeage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it tabletop or PC?
It is PC.
Okay.
I'll
I'll look it up.
Was there a closing thought to that, or?
Well, what I really want to do is, because as you grow, because then we could teach and build a city, and
Right. And then we could become shopkeepers.
what I want to do is create this whole ruling empire.
Yeah.
Become a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
And then rule part of Elyria. Wouldn't that be so cool though?
That would be really cool.
So dope. Because you'll die, and then you can start a new character, or you can become one of your children and
oh my god,
go on through the lineage. So we could have
Sure.
a dynasty.
Sure. Yeah.
The way that they built this is amazing, and I really hope
Chronicles of Elyria.
Chronicles of Elyria.
Right.
Yeah, no, you definitely have to look it
No,
up.
no,
It's so
I
fucking
will.
cool.
I will. Do you know who makes it?
No.
No. All right. Well, let me tell you about Archeage.
Okay.
Because Archeage is some funny shit. So imagine a really standard Korean free-to-play MMO. There's an island you can get through to portals to spend real money on crazy outfits and whatever. Mechanically, everyone by default is triple classing.
Okay.
So that's bonkers. All the gameplay revolves around that, though, because you combo certain status effects with other abilities from other trees. So within yourself, you can make something that applies a status effect and gets a damage bonus from it. Or you can work together with someone else who has that tree that applies that status effect. And you can get really good with that other person, which is neat.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, standard MMO. 2 continents, 2 factions. And wherever you go, there are places you can forge trade goods. All right, so you can make this little pack, and you walk at half speed, and the further you take it from where you started, the more money it's worth, because those goods are worth... Right. And each place has 1 or 2 recipes that it can make. It's fine. And the thing is, though, is anyone on your faction can hit Control B to go into Bloodlust mode, kill you, take your pack, and turn it in themselves and just be bandits. So now you're like, well, I need to hire some mercenaries, right? So as you level up through the trading and commerce guild, you get, a donkey that lets you move at full speed while carrying a pack, and then a car that lets you move 4 trade packs at once, so you get even more return on your investment, but that makes you a juicier target for bandits. Yeah, and there are even ships. In the ships, you can move, you can hire a bunch of dudes to hold trade packs and just move your stuff overseas.
We have to get property in Elyria on a
waterfront. No. Just wait. Just wait. Okay, so there's public land. All of these trade goods require goods that you grow. They require materials that you grow. So there are these little public farms where you can go plant 20 carrots, and then you've got 20 carrots in 12 hours because you have to log out, log back in, and they're done, depending on what they are. But you can just plant crops anywhere. The thing about the public land is that it's locked to you for 2 2 days or something before anyone can come and pick them.
Oh, so you can plant your crops and come pick them, and then if you don't,
someone else will. But out on public land, not like the little public farm, but you can own land, which then people can't mess with. But if you don't, you can just plant whatever, wherever.
And as long as you get back to it before someone else does, then you can harvest it.
Right. But there's nothing stopping them from just uprooting it rather than harvesting it.
Oh, okay.
So they can just stamp on it and be a dick. This comes back later. So I was backflipping and hang gliding because everyone has a hang glider in that game. It's like a fantasy hang glider. It's got bombs and rockets. It's great. So backflip up a slope, look out, see if there's a place slightly below you that has a ridge line for you to follow. So I would like backflip, hang glide. So I got up on top of one of the highest places on the entire continent, and there's this perfect grid of oak trees where I'm like, that's somebody's like illegitimate lumber harvest up on top of the world where nobody can get to.
So you uprooted it?
No, I didn't uproot it. But this game, okay, this all comes back. So when you uproot something, it's a crime. Mm-hmm. When you're a bandit and you go into bloodlust mode and fire upon your own faction, it's a crime. Whenever anyone does a crime, it leaves a red footprints on the ground, and anyone can right-click them to submit them as evidence.
How long do they stay?
The footprints? Not sure. But
do status effects change them, like rain or snow? Or
I don't think there's any like situational weather like that. But the thing is that there is an entire player-run justice system with a jury and a judge, because there's a quest line that requires that you sit in on a certain number of juries, and then after that you get to be a judge presiding over a couple of court cases. You get one of the best cloaks in the game from it.
That's awesome.
So everyone does it. And you get to sentence criminals to real amounts of in-game jail time.
Wow.
Yeah, I did hard time. I did 12 minutes in prison. Yeah, it's absolutely bonkers. And then you start getting into like trade across continents, intercontinental trade, and you get huge profit markups. You get the one like paid currency in the game if you actually make it across the water. And if you do enough crimes, you disavow your allegiance to either faction in the game and join the pirate faction, and there's a pirate island.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and what you were talking about is wanting to establish a city. Mm-hmm. You can go to parts on the outside of the island over mountain ranges, I think on both sides, and there are unclaimed lands, and you can claim them and build castle walls. And instead of paying the kingdom, you are the guy that gets paid to have taxes, right? So you tax your subjects to grow you food, and then you have a trade empire building. Yeah,
and that's what I want from Elyria.
And then there's siege weapons, so you can go siege other people's shit and capture their forts. Yep. Yeah. That's.
Oh my god, that's what I want. I want to just rule it. I want to rule all of it.
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
Yeah. Intercontinental trade doesn't really have the whole like bloodline thing you were describing, but you should probably check it out.
I think the bloodline thing is cool, and like when you create a character, instead of creating a character, you create your parents.
Oh, interesting.
And then if you marry someone, then their genetic traits will follow you. Like their kids will be
interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
And you can marry like a PC character, you can marry an NPC character, and then have it all go through.
That's nuts. All right, so what was your game? Elyria?
Chronicles of Elyria.
Yeah. And Archeage. Both.
Archeage, I'll have to look that one up.
Crazy.
I think I've seen that one.
Crazy Archeage.